often on this path, God will take us into the void. And, we can look up at God and we can say, what is the purpose of the void? One of the great purposes, especially when you come out of the dark night of the soul, is just to have some downtime where nothing is happening. Now, when if you've been through the dark night, if you've been through like a true hell and been through lots of hell realms, like we need some time just to sit and do nothing. We need some time to unpack our experience. We need some time just to lay and get some ground under our feet again, even though like the void feels like there's no ground, but just to say like there's no drama here because the hallmark of the Dark Knight is lots and lots of drama, and it tends to be really bad drama. And so when you come into the void, it's like God is showing you like these extremes. Here's years of drama. Now here's some years of just nothing. Can we just be freedom? Can we just be nothing for a while? Now, you said, well, there are these things, Craig, that are coming up. What I was speaking about was object relations theory, and, which is, our experience with our parents. We basically project that initial experience onto all of life and, of course, onto God. During this void time, when we're in the void, it's a great time where liberation is happening in the background without you doing. Now, you can support it by saying, okay, I need to let go of how my parents treated me. I need to let go of my mental projections. I'm going to let it all go into this space. I'm going to let this space dissolve these projections that I've had, because this is one of the primary veils that human beings have in life towards God. And so if we had a difficult childhood, oftentimes we project onto God that life is difficult, life isn't fair, life is suffering, I can't trust, and we have this image of God as being like, kind of like our mother or kind of like our father, whether it's an authoritarian or abusive or neglectful or whatever it is. And when we're in the void, it's a great time to allow all those thoughts to be erased. And sometimes, like with the void, like the void for me has always been like an active eraser where it's just coming into me, erasing big chunks of my psyche. And that makes me feel like really spacious and empty and disoriented. Because when we start to lose our past, we start to lose these big chunks of our psychic identity, like our psychological identity. It can be very disorienting, but I'm going to encourage you to get comfortable in space, in emptiness, in freedom, and to really ask, like, do I need any of these thoughts that I had about my mother or father anymore? Do they help me? Like, do I need this defense, structure in my mind anymore? And you just gently, just almost like we're asking our mind inquiry questions and then just allowing the things to fall away. Like we don't need to engage it and process it a bunch. Like a lot of times when we're in the void, like I would just go on these long walks. And at the end of the walk, it felt like I lost like 30 pounds or 100 pounds of karma. And I don't even know how or what it was about. I just remember just like would go on a walk and just like things would just like fall out of my psyche. And it was disorienting, but I just remember just noticing I just am feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. And what you'll notice, like with the void, is often it starts as like big, empty, and we can feel kind of alone in it. But if you really embrace the void and open to it and see it as a gift of God, at the end, you feel like you are the void. But what does that feel like? It feels like you are great space and vastness and emptiness, and you feel as if you are being freedom. And again, I just want to point back to your name. It's like you are being freedom without effort. And it's a freedom that no one or no thing can take away. And, right about the time you get, really sick of it, or, just like really and maybe I'll say it differently. Right about the time you get really like sick of it, then you accept it, and then you get accustomed to it. And then all of a sudden, it shifts and grows into something greater. And sometimes the void like falls out from under itself and something greater comes online. Sometimes more light comes, sometimes new realms of Shakti come, and whatever comes next is between you and God. But one of the ways we can speed it up is through you consciously choosing to cooperate with the void. And the void is a time of great letting go. Great.